What will happen if you do a wall sit every day for just 1 minute? You've probably seen people at the gym with their backs against the wall, thighs parallel to the ground, looking like they're sitting in an invisible chair. That's the wall sit, one of those body weight exercises that's making waves in the fitness world lately. What makes wall sits so great is their simplicity. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership, just a wall and 1 minute of your time. Perfect for those of us with packed schedules who struggle to fit in a proper workout. Despite being so quick and simple, wall sits pack a serious punch when it comes to building strength and improving fitness. Many fitness trainers and physical therapists recommend wall sits as one of the most effective exercises for building lower body strength without the impact of movements like squats or lunges. In fact, some experts believe that a daily wall sit can be more beneficial for certain fitness goals than more complex exercises that take much longer to perform. Stick around to discover exactly what happens to your body when you commit to a daily 1-minute wall sit. The results might surprise you. Benefit number 1, strengthens lower body muscles. Let's talk about what's happening in your legs during a wall sit. This exercise primarily targets your quadriceps, those big muscles at the front of your thighs. When you're holding that sitting position against the wall, your quads are working overtime to keep you stable. But that's not all. Your hamstrings, the muscles on the back of your thighs, are also engaged as stabilizers. Your glutes get a serious workout too. These powerful muscles help maintain the proper position of your hips during the wall sit. Over time, consistently performing wall sits helps build stronger, more defined glutes, something many people are specifically working toward in their fitness routines. What makes wall sits different from exercises like squats is the isometric contraction. Instead of repeatedly contracting and releasing the muscles, you're holding that contraction, which creates a different kind of strength. This constant tension forces your muscles to adapt by becoming stronger and more efficient at sustaining effort. The practical benefit? You'll notice everyday activities become easier. Climbing stairs, getting up from a chair, or walking long distances will feel less taxing as your lower body strength improves. This is functional fitness at its best. Exercise that directly translates to making daily life easier. In a 2014 study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science, researchers found that isometric exercises like wall sits were particularly effective at increasing muscle endurance and strength in the quadriceps, even with relatively short hold times. Participants who performed regular wall sits showed significant improvement in leg strength after just 4 weeks. Benefit number 2, improves knee stability and joint health. You might think that an exercise that puts your knees at a 90-degree angle would be hard on them, but wall sits can actually help improve knee health when done correctly. Here's why. Wall sits strengthen the muscles surrounding your knee joint without creating the high-impact stress that comes from movements like jumping or running. The muscles around your knee, particularly the vastus medialis oblique, or VMO for short, play a crucial role in keeping your kneecap tracking properly. When these muscles are weak, it can lead to knee pain and conditions like patellofemoral pain syndrome, something that affects about 25% of active adults at some point in their lives. Wall sits help build these stabilizing muscles, creating better support for your knee joint. Physical therapists often prescribe modified wall sits for patients recovering from certain knee injuries or surgeries once they've reached the appropriate stage in their rehabilitation. According to research published in the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy, isometric exercises can be particularly beneficial for people with knee osteoarthritis. The study found that strengthening the quadriceps through isometric exercises like wall sits helped reduce pain and improve function in people with knee arthritis. That said, proper form is absolutely essential. Your knees should be directly above your ankles, not push forward beyond your toes. Your back should remain flat against the wall, and you should feel the work in your thighs, not pain in your knees. If you have existing knee problems, it's always best to consult with a healthcare provider before starting any new exercise routine. Benefit number 3, enhances endurance and stamina. 1 minute might not seem like a long time, but when you're holding a wall sit, it can feel like forever. That burning sensation you feel in your thighs, that's your muscles developing endurance. Isometric exercises like wall sits are uniquely effective at building muscular endurance, the ability of your muscles to sustain effort over time. This happens because during a wall sit, your muscles are under constant tension, which forces them to become more efficient at clearing lactic acid and using oxygen. What's really interesting is that this endurance carries over to other activities. Runners often notice improved stamina in their legs after incorporating wall sits into their training routines. Cyclists find they can pedal longer before fatigue sets in. Even everyday activities like walking up long flights of stairs become less taxing. The science behind this is fascinating. During an isometric hold like a wall sit, your muscles experience reduced blood flow while they're contracted. This temporarily decreases oxygen delivery to the muscles, creating what scientists call a hypoxic environment. When you release the hold, blood rushes back into the area. Over time, your body adapts to this process by becoming more efficient at utilizing oxygen and clearing waste products from the muscles. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that incorporating isometric training improved endurance performance in athletes by enhancing their lactate threshold, the point at which lactic acid begins to accumulate in the bloodstream. This meant they could exercise at higher intensities for longer periods before fatigue set in. So if you're looking to boost your stamina, that daily 1-minute wall sit could be making more of a difference than you might expect. Benefit number 4, improves posture and core strength. You might think of wall sits as a leg exercise, but they actually engage much more than just your lower body. When performed correctly, wall sits are excellent for improving posture and strengthening your core. During a wall sit, your abdominal muscles and back muscles work together to keep your spine pressed firmly against the wall. This reinforces proper spinal alignment and engages the same muscles responsible for good posture throughout the day. Many of us spend hours hunched over computers or looking down at our phones, which weakens our postural muscles over time. Wall sits help counteract this by strengthening the exact muscles that help us stand tall and sit properly. Your transverse abdominis, the deep core muscle that acts like a natural corset around your midsection, gets a workout during wall sits too. This muscle is crucial for spine stability and good posture, but it's often underdeveloped even in people who exercise regularly. According to research from the Journal of Physical Therapy Science, exercises that emphasize proper spinal alignment while engaging the core muscles can significantly improve posture over time. Participants who performed regular isometric exercises showed measurable improvements in their standing and sitting posture after 8 weeks. The practical benefit? Better posture doesn't just make you look more confident, it can help reduce back pain, improve breathing, and even make you appear taller, all from just a minute a day against a wall. Benefit number 5, builds mental toughness. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention in fitness, the mental benefits. Wall sits aren't just physically challenging, they're mentally demanding too. Holding any isometric position for a full minute requires focus and determination. Your legs start burning, your mind starts telling you to stop, and you have to push through that discomfort. This mental battle builds psychological resilience that extends beyond your workout. There's a mindfulness aspect to wall sits as well. When you're holding that position and focusing on your breath, you're practicing a form of moving meditation. You become more aware of the sensations in your body and learn to distinguish between productive discomfort and actual pain, an important skill for any fitness journey. Research published in the Journal of Health Psychology found that isometric exercises like wall sits can help reduce stress and anxiety levels. The study suggested that the combination of physical exertion and mental focus required for these exercises triggers the release of endorphins while simultaneously calming the nervous system. Many athletes and fitness enthusiasts report that regular practice of challenging isometric holds improves their ability to push through difficult situations in other areas of life. That mental toughness developed during your 1-minute wall sit might help you stay calm during a stressful work presentation or give you the perseverance to tackle other challenging tasks. As Kelly McGonigal, health psychologist and author of The Upside of Stress, puts it, physical exercise is a powerful way to train the mind to deal with stress and challenge. Your daily wall sit is training both body and mind together. Benefit number 6, increases metabolic rate. Can just 1 minute of exercise really impact your metabolism? When it comes to wall sits, the answer appears to be yes. Wall sits activate some of the largest muscle groups in your body, your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes. These large muscles require significant energy to function, which means your body burns calories not just during the exercise, but afterward too. This phenomenon is called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC for short. Essentially, after an intense muscle-building exercise like wall sits, your body continues to consume more oxygen than normal as it works to restore your muscles to their resting state. This process requires energy, which means you're burning additional calories even after you've stopped exercising. A study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that high-intensity isometric exercises produced a measurable EPOC effect that lasted up to 24 hours in some participants. While the calorie burn from a single 1-minute wall sit won't be enormous, the cumulative effect of doing it daily can contribute to your overall metabolic health. It's also worth noting that building muscle through regular wall sits contributes to an increased resting metabolic rate over time. Muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat tissue, which means the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even when you're not exercising. When combined with proper nutrition and other forms of exercise, your daily wall sit can be one piece of the puzzle in maintaining a healthy metabolism and body composition. Benefit number 7, improves cardiovascular health. It might seem counterintuitive that standing still against a wall could benefit your heart, but wall sits create a unique cardiovascular challenge that can improve heart health over time. During a wall sit, your heart rate increases to supply oxygen to your working muscles. At the same time, the sustained muscle contraction increases pressure in your circulatory system. This combination creates a beneficial stress on your cardiovascular system that, with regular practice, leads to adaptations that strengthen your heart. Isometric exercises like wall sits have been studied for their effects on blood pressure. A meta-analysis published in the journal Hypertension Research reviewed multiple studies and found that isometric exercise training was associated with greater reductions in blood pressure than traditional aerobic exercise in some populations. Another interesting cardiovascular benefit comes from the pattern of blood flow during and after wall sits. During the hold, blood flow to your legs is partially restricted by the contracted muscles. When you release the position, blood rushes back into the area. This flushing effect can improve vascular function over time, enhancing the health of your blood vessels. The American Heart Association now recognizes muscle strengthening activities, including isometric exercises, as an important component of heart-healthy physical activity. While they don't replace aerobic exercise, adding isometric holds like wall sits to your routine can complement other forms of cardio for better overall heart health. Remember, consistency is key here. A daily 1-minute wall sit creates a habit of cardiovascular challenge that, over time, helps maintain healthy heart function. Think of it as a mini stress test for your heart that, when repeated regularly, strengthens this vital organ. Benefit number 8, enhances athletic performance. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, adding wall sits to your routine can boost your performance in surprising ways. The strength and endurance developed through wall sits translates directly to improved performance in many sports and activities. Runners often experience better hill climbing ability and stronger finishing kicks. Basketball and volleyball players may notice improved jumping power and landing stability. Skiers find their legs fatigue less quickly on long runs. The isometric strength gained from wall sits helps build what fitness experts call time under tension in the muscles, which is particularly valuable for sports that require sustained effort. A study in the Journal of Sports Sciences found that athletes who incorporated isometric training showed improved performance in tests of power and endurance compared to those who only performed dynamic exercises. Wall sits also help improve something athletes call proprioception, your body's awareness of its position in space. By holding a precise position during a wall sit, you're training the neural pathways that help your body maintain balance and coordination during other movements. Many professional sports teams now incorporate isometric training, including wall sits, into their conditioning programs. The Golden State Warriors strength and conditioning coach, Carl Bergstrom, has spoken about using isometric holds to improve players' joint stability and prevent injuries during the intense movements of basketball. For everyday athletes, the benefits are just as relevant. You might notice you can bike farther, hike longer, or play with your kids without tiring as quickly after incorporating daily wall sits into your routine. Proper form section. Let's take a moment to make sure you're doing your wall sits correctly, because proper form is crucial for getting all the benefits while avoiding potential issues. Start by standing with your back against a flat wall, feet shoulder-width apart and about 2 feet away from the wall. Slowly slide your back down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the ground, creating a 90-degree angle at your knees. Your knees should be directly above your ankles, not push forward beyond your toes. Your entire back, from your head to your tailbone, should remain in contact with the wall. This ensures proper spine alignment and maximum engagement of the target muscles. Place your hands either on your hips, across your chest, or straight out in front of you, but avoid pushing on your thighs for support. Common mistakes to watch out for include letting your knees cave inward, they should track in line with your toes, hunching your shoulders, keep them relaxed and back, or sliding too far down so your knees extend beyond a 90-degree angle. If you're new to wall sits, you might need to modify it first. It's perfectly fine to hold the position for just 10 to 15 seconds and gradually work up to a full minute. You can also start with a less challenging angle, keeping your thighs above parallel to the ground, and progress to the full 90-degree position as you build strength. For those looking for more challenge, once the 1-minute mark becomes manageable, there are plenty of progressions. Try lifting one foot off the ground for a few seconds, holding light weights in your hands, or placing a stability ball between your back and the wall. Remember to breathe normally throughout the exercise. Don't hold your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale through your mouth, focusing on keeping your core engaged. If you experience any knee pain, not just muscle fatigue, which is normal, adjust your position or consult with a fitness professional or healthcare provider to ensure you're not putting undue stress on your joints. Challenge progression. What can you expect when you commit to a daily 1-minute wall sit? Let's break down the typical progression over the course of a month. During the first week, you'll probably find that the exercise is quite challenging. Your thighs might start burning after just 20 to 30 seconds, and you may need to take breaks before reaching the full minute. This is completely normal. Your muscles are simply not used to this type of sustained contraction. By the end of the first week, you'll likely notice the burn setting in a bit later, showing that your muscular endurance is already improving. As you move into the second week, you'll start to notice that completing the full minute becomes more manageable. The intense burning sensation might not set in until the final 15 to 20 seconds of your hold. You may also begin to notice that your legs feel stronger during everyday activities like climbing stairs or walking uphill. By weeks 3 and 4, the changes become more noticeable. Most people can complete the full minute without needing to take breaks, and some even feel ready to try more challenging variations. You might observe improved muscle definition in your thighs and glutes. Your posture may improve as your core and back muscles strengthen from maintaining proper alignment during the exercise. Beyond the 30-day mark is where the long-term benefits really shine. Studies show that consistent isometric training over periods of 8 to 12 weeks leads to significant improvements in muscle strength, endurance, and even bone density. Your cardiovascular system adapts to the challenge, potentially leading to improved blood pressure and heart health metrics. A research review published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports found that participants who maintained isometric exercise routines for 3 months or longer showed continued improvements in strength and endurance measures, suggesting that your body keeps adapting to the challenge even after the initial adjustment period. The key throughout this progression is consistency. Missing a day here or there won't derail your progress, but the compounding benefits come from making wall sits a regular part of your routine. Think of it as an investment in your health that takes just 1 minute per day. Scientific evidence section. Let's look at what the research actually says about wall sits and similar isometric exercises. A systematic review published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine analyzed 98 studies on isometric exercise and found consistent evidence that these exercises effectively improve muscle strength, particularly when held for periods of 30 seconds or longer. The researchers noted that isometric training was especially effective at targeting specific muscle groups with minimal equipment. When it comes to wall sits specifically, a study in the Journal of Exercise Rehabilitation found that participants who performed daily wall sits for 6 weeks showed significant improvements in quadriceps strength and functional movement scores compared to a control group. The researchers concluded that the wall sit was an effective exercise for building lower body strength, particularly for individuals who might have limitations with more dynamic movements. The cardiovascular benefits of isometric exercises like wall sits have also been well documented. A meta-analysis published in the journal Hypertension found that isometric resistance training led to greater reductions in blood pressure than traditional aerobic exercise in many cases. The researchers suggested that the sustained muscle contraction during isometric exercises creates a unique stress on the cardiovascular system that promotes beneficial adaptations. For those concerned about joint health, research from the American College of Sports Medicine indicates that properly performed isometric exercises can actually help improve joint stability and reduce pain in some conditions. A 2018 study found that isometric quadriceps exercises were effective in reducing pain and improving function in patients with knee osteoarthritis. Dr. Stuart McGill, a renowned spine biomechanist, has spoken about the value of exercises that promote proper alignment while strengthening core muscles. In his research, he notes that exercises that maintain neutral spine positioning while challenging the muscles, similar to a properly performed wall sit, can help reduce back pain and improve overall function. It's worth noting that individual results will vary based on factors like age, fitness level, and consistency. However, the scientific consensus suggests that even short-duration isometric exercises like a 1-minute wall sit can provide measurable benefits when performed regularly over time. Real people results. Let's look at how daily wall sits have actually impacted real people from various backgrounds and fitness levels. Take Sarah, a 42-year-old office worker who started doing daily wall sits as part of a workplace wellness challenge. "I was skeptical that 1 minute a day could make any difference," she recalls. "But after just 3 weeks, I noticed I wasn't getting the usual lower back pain I'd have after sitting at my desk all day." After 2 months, Sarah reported measurable improvements in her resting heart rate and was able to increase her walking speed during her daily commute without feeling fatigued. Then there's Miguel, a 56-year-old with early-stage knee osteoarthritis. His physical therapist recommended modified wall sits to strengthen the muscles around his knee joints without impact. "The difference has been remarkable," he says. "I can now garden for hours without the knee pain I used to experience." His therapist measured a 23% increase in his quadriceps strength after 8 weeks of daily wall sits. For athletes, the benefits can be equally impressive. Janelle, a competitive runner, added wall sits to her training routine and saw her 5K time improve by nearly a minute after 2 months. "I feel the difference especially on hills and in the final sprint," she explains. "My legs just have more staying power." Even fitness professionals have been surprised by the effectiveness of this simple exercise. Personal trainer David Thompson started challenging his clients to a 30-day wall sit challenge and tracked their progress. "Across the board, we saw improvements in hip mobility, posture, and balance," he reports. "But what really surprised me was how many clients reported feeling more mentally tough after pushing through that daily minute." What's particularly encouraging about these real-world results is the diversity of people benefiting. Young athletes, busy parents, office workers, and seniors have all reported positive changes from this accessible exercise that requires no equipment and very little time. As fitness researcher Dr. Jennifer Carter notes, the beauty of exercises like wall sits is their simplicity and adaptability. They can be scaled to any fitness level while still providing progressive challenge, which makes them ideal for almost anyone looking to improve their strength and health. So there you have it, the remarkable changes that can happen when you commit to a daily 1-minute wall sit. From stronger legs and better posture to improved heart health and mental toughness, this simple exercise offers an impressive range of benefits for such a small-time investment. The best part? You can start right now. All you need is a wall and 60 seconds. No expensive equipment, no complicated techniques, just you challenging yourself to be a little stronger each day. I'd love to know how wall sits work for you. Try the daily 1-minute challenge for a month and come back to share your experience in the comments. Did you notice changes in your strength, your endurance, maybe even your mindset? If you found this information valuable, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends who might benefit from adding this simple yet powerful exercise to their routine. Subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based fitness advice that fits into your busy life. Remember, consistency is key. 1 minute a day might not seem like much, but as we've seen, those minutes add up to create real, measurable changes in your body and mind. Your future self will thank you for the minute you invest today.